So, as Malaysia-China relationship actually is more critical than U.S. and China at this moment, as my point of view. So, I would like Mercedes to give us some background information about Malaysia, especially the new and old president, Mahathir.
Yes. Well, he's new and old because he was the prime minister many years ago, and actually he is currently and since that time considered the father of Malaysia. All you have to do is just check out a wiki article on Mahathir Mohamad.
Who is the father of America?
George Washington.
Okay. Who is the father of China?
Oh, I guess Mao.
Yeah, Mao Zedong. Yeah. Who is the teacher of Mao Zedong?
Your uncle. Okay. There's a video. We'll put a link to it.
My great uncle. Okay. Who is the father of Malaysia?
Mahathir Mohamad.
That's it.
100%.
He is the figure same like Washington, like Mao in Malaysia.
And I don't think the atmosphere has changed since I left in April. Mm-hmm. And my best friend is Malaysian, ethnically Malaysian as well. And when I lived there for 6 years, of course there were foreigners. I was in an international school teaching, but that was only for the last half of it anyway, plus that's at work. And I was teaching Malaysian children for the most part. So, and I was living more of a local life than living an expat life. Mm-hmm. So I was going to the Raya parties and everything with my adopted sister and her family. Mm-hmm. So, and my kids, well, we don't need to get into all that. Okay. But anyway, it was very, very much into the local scene and listening to people. Even when we would go to the golf club or something and you're listening to the guys who just came off the course, they're all pretty high up politically, attorneys, okay, and all of this, and you're listening to them, and maybe they join the foreign teachers table, and because it gets to the end of the night, and they've got their cigars, and they want to talk, and they want to just be listened to. So, expat teachers were willing. Hey, this is one of the reasons that you want to teach abroad. You meet interesting people. And in addition to other locals living in Putrajaya, including my best friend, Mahathir Mohamad is the reason that ethnic Malays are no longer...
Cut. Because I need to give you one information before Mercedes telling the story. Okay. Because Malaysia is a country mostly consists of Chinese, ethnic Malay and Chinese and some Indians. Okay, yeah, I think majority is ethnic Malay, more than 60%, I believe, and the Chinese is like 20 or 28%, and the rest is like Indian and other ethnic groups. Okay, Indonesian, and the Indonesian things. But Chinese, ethnic Chinese Malaysian is dominant the economy. They are the driving force of the country. They control the money. They control the country until
Mahathir Mohamad. And I would really love to have my history and my years in my head, but I don't have the exact years because I got all my information. This isn't from study. I'm relating information from Malaysian people.
Okay, look, we're not giving a historical class, so we just give you a general idea, and this many years ago, and this Mahathir came to power, and he changed what?
He changed the fact that the ethnically Chinese were actually running everything and economically just taking over, and the ethnic Malay people, they were being looked at as second or third class citizens. They weren't able to get the jobs, and they were not being treated fairly, and it was their own land. Okay, so he was the one who actually, at that time, they all used to go to school together. The three races would go to school together, but there was that sharp division. And then Mahathir Mohamad took over, and he inspired the Malay people. Don't want to say Malaysian because they are all Malaysian. The Chinese Malay, the ethnic. You do have to say that because people will get offended in Malaysia. They'll say, "Well, I'm Malaysian." Yes, you are, but you're Chinese Malaysian or you're Indian Malaysian. Yes. They do make that distinction. You're not Malay Malaysian. So when they took back the power of their country, they it did get violent. It did get violent, and then the government that was seated what became Muslim and ethnically Malay. And along with that, all of the good jobs, you know, there was, he purposely started racism and really played it up.
Yeah, I think that's just in Chinese ways we say if you want to correct something, you have to correct a little bit more. Like you want to bend it back, you have to bend it back more, then it goes back like this. I think he did exactly like that. Okay, and then Malaysia has a kind of distinguish racism between ethnic Malay and ethnic Chinese Malaysian. For example, you buy a house. Okay, they have three prices. They have one price for ethnic Malay. They have higher price for ethnic Chinese Malay, or they have the highest price for total foreigner like me. Okay, so they even put it so. This is a crime in US. I mean, these people cannot even think, but in Malaysia, yes.
Yeah, actually, here in the United States, a lot of times, and what people find it unfair. I mean, that's another topic, but it's actually the opposite, where if you're a little bit of a minority or even have a half or a quarter of a minority in you, woo, yeah, you get treated a little bit better. But you know,
it's not fair.
But it's the opposite. Do you know what I mean? It's the opposite.
Another white people, you can discriminate white people.
Yeah.
For example, if I say some bad words about this lady, it's okay because she's white. But
I'll smack him anyway, and not because I'm white, just because he said something bad.
Okay, but if she says something about me, no,
I'm allowed though.
Okay,
because it's you and me, and it's not because of
absolutely
the way you look or where you're from.
Mr. Right, Mrs. Always right.
True.
Okay, let's go on. So. President Mahathir did that. The ethnic Malay came into power. Then Najib was the leader, was the prime minister after him. Okay. Then he worked with China. So when China start One Belt, One Road, this project, Malaysia was one of the very first country, if not the first one, and cooperated. Okay, they start to have the project built, I say it again, the high-speed train from Kuala Lumpur to Singapore, another oil field in Sabah, and this project, this building project. Of course, Najib, I say it again, get a lot of money from China.
No, your head is bigger than mine. Just face it.
Oh, okay. Because
no, don't put me ahead. You make my head look bigger than yours, and it's not.